one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. It's gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
I could drop a million songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why y'all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our block, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Yo, how's everybody's day going? I hope everybody's having a dope day. I really do. I check on y'all to start every video because I care. Listen, I care. But check me out. We gotta talk. We have to have a conversation. Yo, I done these videos for the my other reaction to the top 100. I haven't uploaded it though. I think I'm gonna upload it tonight though. I just been lazy as shit, trying to get some things figured out. Really been trying to get some things figured out. But listen. We gotta have a conversation. I was gonna address before, real quick, let me hop into this real fast. So Patrick Beverley was traded to the Lakers. I feel like I'll get into that on a later day. I'm not gonna get too deep into that. I think it's a good trade for right now. It was another big thing that had happened. Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo, he re-signed with the so he got his contract restructured. He gonna make like $6 or $9 million less than he would have made. He gonna be the highest paid backup in the NFL. I think I'll get into that later on in the show. But we're starting off with Lamar Jackson. Jack 8. My guy, my quarterback. So listen, if you don't listen to me, if you have never called a show before, big Baltimore Raven fan, big Lamar Jackson fan, love Lamar. So you might not have heard how I feel about these issues at hand right now. His contract and what he should be paid and all this. For one, I don't really like it when people speak negative on people's money. I don't really care that you speak on somebody's money. I don't even care if it sounds like you advising them in a sense. But I really don't like it when people speak on other people's money in a sense, oh, he don't deserve that, or she shouldn't be getting that, or they didn't deserve it. Like, bro, you deserve and you get what you negotiate. Like, it's so irritating listening to people tell athletes what they should and shouldn't get and all these different type of things. But so we're gonna talk about Lamar Jackson's contract situation and all the things that surround it, all the many questions that could come from Lamar Jackson's contract situation. So to start off the Lamar Jackson's contract situation, I guess we can give some background. He entering the last year of his rookie deal. Of course, you know, Lamar Jackson was the last pick in the first round a couple years ago, the same draft that had Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold. Out of all those dudes, he easily been the lowest paid with the most production, to be honest. He and Josh Allen, I would even say his production outweighed Josh Allen's to an extent. But what else we got? The ball. He is his own agent. He's representing himself. He and his mother. I'm pretty sure they got a lawyer or some type of advisor also helping them out. But he is his business. You know what I'm saying? He is his attorney. He is his lawyer. In this, he is his agent basically in these negotiations, which I have no problem with because multiple players have been their own agents and they done damn good for themselves. Ed Reed, Richard Sherman, Bobby Wagner. It's a shit ton of players who've represented themselves. So I see no problem with that. And I'll touch on that in a minute based off of all the nonsense that the analysts have been talking about. But basically, the thing that's he haven't signed, and everybody talking about will he play, come in week 1 without a new deal, yada, yada, yada. Oh, everybody's saying he should sign a contract. He need to hire an agent. He shouldn't play without a contract. All these different type of things. I'm going to tell you where I stand on all of them. But first, I guess I'll start my first thing off with it is I don't understand this agent talk. I really don't. I cannot for the life of me understand why Lamar Jackson having an agent, Lamar Jackson not having an agent. I don't understand why that is such an important topic. Like, I don't understand why people think that's the sticking point. And all the things that I've heard multiple TV sports analysts say on this issue, to me, just sound like a personal problem, one's problem with oneself. Like, you don't want to hear the bad that they got to say about you in these type of meetings, or you want to be working and your agent can take care of this so you wouldn't have to, or just so many different ridiculous reasons as to why a player should have. And then they say stuff like, if he worried about having to pay an agent a cut, you got to get over that. That's a little immature. And most of the people who had a problem with this, or the main specific person, Mike Florio, this dude has just been absolutely obsessed with Lamar Jackson not having an agent, but because for some reason he just don't believe Lamar Jackson can figure out how to get a deal done without one. And I'm not gonna lie, I done said this before. Listening to the agent talk is kind of irritating to me, because too many times it sounds like these sports analysts and TV personalities are just basically saying that, for one, it feel like they projecting themselves onto these players, or their shortcomings onto these players, or the things that they cannot do or don't think they can do onto these players. God forbid you have to multitask and be great at doing multiple things. But either way, to me, it's just got this underlining feeling of these dudes ain't smart enough to understand how to handle their own business. And to me, that's just ridiculous. And that might not be what a lot of these dudes are trying to say, but that's what you're saying. And so to me, and I understand all the different type of reasons they said that he should have one. I understand all the reasons why Lamar wouldn't have one. If you feel like you can figure this thing out yourself, which being a quarterback, this market or this thing of figuring out your contract when you as great as Lamar, that shit ain't too hard to figure out. I hate to break it to you. He ain't like some middle of the pack quarterback who could be trying to get big money. Like, he ain't Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins wasn't the top quarterback in the league, but he wasn't one of the worst in the league either. So it was something there to be done with a contract that would make things a little bit interesting. Lamar Jackson know he a top quarterback in this league. He know what he mean to the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm so sick of hearing people say, oh, what he mean to the... Bro, I know what Lamar Jackson would mean to any motherfucking team that he played for if it wasn't Baltimore. It could be the Panthers. It could be the Browns. It could be the Steelers. I don't give a damn what team you put him on. He would mean everything to those teams. Like, people continuing to say, Baltimore built their whole team around him. Bro, the Colts built their team around Peyton. The Patriots was probably one of the few teams that seemed to not build a team around Tom Brady, I guess. But at the end of the day, wouldn't you say I guess the Patriots is really one that really I can't say was truly built around Tom Brady. It ain't like they really went out and got everything Tom wanted. But most teams, the Bills ain't going out there pulling in Stephon Diggs for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, what team does not build around their superstar quarterback? So that's just ridiculous, because people continuing to say, Baltimore is built around him. Yeah, any franchise he go to would be built around Lamar Jackson. I know these analysts on TV like to act like Lamar Jackson's talent could not have been discovered anywhere but Baltimore. Yeah, that's just a fucking lie. That to me, that in itself is disrespectful, because that's giving Baltimore way too much credit for Lamar Jackson's success. Not to mention, you giving them all this credit for his success, but then you get mad when somebody like Steve Young get on TV and say that he feel like Baltimore holding Lamar back. And like I said before, I fully 100% agree with what Steve Young was saying. For one, I'm not a narrow-minded, closed-minded, uncritical thinking motherfucker like a lot of these dudes and women and males both on TV are. Like, I really don't understand how you can have some of these jobs to talk sports on TV and be so closed-minded. Like, I see them talk about quotes sometimes, and it's like, yo, that's an easy quote to understand, and they still misinterpret it. And I'm just like, yo, this is definitely either you're just stupid, ignorant, or this is just a part of the job, because it's no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, either way, I don't understand this concept of, Baltimore built everything, the whole team around them. Yeah, most teams build everything around their superstar quarterback. Like, Nick Chubb's got the team is built around Nick Chubb over there in Cleveland. They tried to build it around Baker, but he couldn't get it done. But this ain't a Baker conversation. So, hopping off of that real fast, like I said, don't understand that because, like I said, he would be big time. Every team he went to would build around him, just like Pat Mahomes and every other great quarterback. But anyways, so Lamar ain't in that Kirk Cousins thing where he got to figure out like, well, I'm probably the 12th or 10th best quarterback, but I want to get paid like a top quarterback, and so I got him to go. No, he know how the fuck good he is. So it ain't a difficult negotiation to figure out. And so I don't understand why they so pressed about this. Oh, he need an agent. Oh, he need an agent. He doesn't need an agent. You need an agent. He doesn't. And them comparing, I already done told y'all before, like one of the things that, really irked me from an analyst, one of the just most disgusting things I've heard from an analyst was when Nick Wright compared himself to Draymond Green, basically. And I was like, that right there just showed me how crazy the egos of people in the media are, because you believing the situation you described is anywhere near Draymond Green situation of being a professional NBA player and what that intends and what you go through being that is just absolutely lunacy. Like lunacy. I can't understand. I couldn't understand it. I'm like, yo, you have to have one of the craziest egos to say what you just said. Because I'm all about knowing who you are. I ain't saying degrade yourself or look down on yourself because you're in the presence of somebody who might have a higher profile than you. But I am saying be respectful, bro. Don't compare yourself to no Draymond Green or no situation is crazy. You got to really go back and look at the clip. But me knowing that is why I know these analysts who talk about these other guys like Lamar, and I'm talking about the Mike Florios and all the other type of analysts on TV that talk about these Lamar Jackson situations and whatnot. They have this crazy egos of, I can do it, but the athletes can't. Because do you think they would like people telling them that they needed an agent if they didn't have one? Or do you feel like they would feel like I'm smart enough to manage my own business? Like, I don't understand how that's not hopping into none of their brains. Like, that's so far away from them to that an athlete could actually, of Lamar Jackson's caliber, could actually figure out his own contract. But like I said, it's not a hard contract to figure out when you Lamar Jackson and you play the quarterback position. It's like if Aaron Donald was representing himself. How hard do you think a contract would be for Aaron Donald to negotiate, seeing as how he is the best defensive player in the league? It ain't hard to figure that out. If Pat Mahomes was representing himself, how hard do you think? Because people say the deal Pat Mahomes got is a bad deal by his agent. Regardless, how much you think Pat Mahomes would have had a bad deal if he had represented himself, knowing how great he is? Like, people talk about, well, look at what Kyler got. Well, Kyler ain't a top 5 quarterback. I don't really think Kyler Murray is top 10. Some days he feel like the 10th best. A lot of days he don't. But what he got ain't indicative of what. That's probably somebody who would need an agent, even though I don't think he would need one either, because he could play the Kirk Cousins game. And I don't even know if Kirk got an agent. But he would play that game of, I might not be a top quarterback. We getting so far off topic, bro. Either way, what I'm saying is, I don't feel like the great players are not in position to where they have to struggle to find out what they worth and how to structure a contract when you top 5 at your position. You know what I'm saying? Top 6, top 7 in some positions that's stupid deep like receivers. And also, when you get in the next deal of the contract, like, for one, I remember when they was talking about him waiting and how it was hurting him and shit like that. I remember when they was saying shit like that. Mike Florio, just go check the tapes. How has it hurt him? Because he just getting paid more and more. If the Baltimore Ravens wait around and let Joe Burrow get paid, he getting paid even more. Because he's not going to take a contract less than the quarterback who just got paid. That just ain't how it worked. I know people keep saying Deshaun Watson's contract, which we can go ahead and hop. I'll save that. We're going to hop into that one next. But, matter of fact, fuck. We have to, because it's connecting to this one. So, Deshaun Watson, everybody talk about how his contract is an outlier. I don't believe so. Do I believe Deshaun should have got that contract? Fuck no. However, and I don't even think he should have got it I don't think he shouldn't have got it just based off of his allegations, even though that's a strong reason. I don't think Deshaun Watson has been a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. People look at these numbers to try to, if you just look at Deshaun Watson's numbers, sure, fine, great. But bro, what is winning? Like, what is those numbers doing for winning? I saw him fall apart when they got rid of his number one receiver. Lamar ain't had a number one receiver his entire career in the NFL, and he ain't fell apart yet. So, how I'm supposed to look at that? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? So to me, no, Deshaun shouldn't have gotten that contract. The person who should have gotten that contract first is probably Pat Mahomes. He didn't get it, so Josh Allen probably should have got it next since he had did a contract. He didn't get it. So while I wouldn't argue that Kyler Murray should have got it, the fact of the matter is Deshaun Watson did get it. And we can talk about all the things that they say why he got it in a second. However, the only reason you feel like that's not the standard is because he's the only one who got it. The fact of the matter is, Lamar Jackson, and this is what's funny to me when they talk about this agent shit. Because this is why I say it's not that hard to negotiate what Lamar is doing. Lamar Jackson should set the bar at the lowest I can go is $250 million. They're giving me the exact same contract that Deshaun got. Because I'm better than Deshaun. I know all these bozos out here would like to say, oh, Deshaun can pass and all this. The fact of the matter is, you look at my stats if you want to do that, and you look at my record of winning. You look at what my production compared to Deshaun Watson's production, I am by far and away the better player. If you want to bring in personal accolades, I got a unanimous MVP. And my team in the playoffs every year when I'm healthy. So the floor is Deshaun Watson's contract. Now people say, oh, we don't want to guarantee somebody $250 million. Well, that's nothing was ever what they wanted to do until they started having to fucking do it. That's just the way it go. Deshaun Watson's contract is an outlier now. It won't be after Lamar get his contract. And to the people, I saw the tweet where somebody said they don't think Lamar should get a contract. Like, I love it how fans love to manage billionaires' money. I love it. I just love it. Billionaires are already stingy with their money, but fans love to be even stingier because they done painted this picture of we so broke, and if we pay this one guy so much money, we just cannot pay any other guy. That's not the problem. They don't want to go over caps because they don't want to pay luxury taxes, and these other owners are just cheap. If they feel like they can win at a certain level without having to pay a certain amount, that's what they're going to try to do. Point blank, period. That bullshit where they say, oh, this quarterback's contract is hurting the team. No, they do that when they say that for insurance in the future when they got great players on the team that they don't want to give the right amount of money to. They try to tell them to take a pay cut because we already paying the quarterback a lot. So, and that player say, nah, I'm going to go out and get my market value. And so they'll say, well, the reason we let him go is because the quarterback paying so much. You see how snaky and how crooked and shiesty this business is? But y'all keep on riding with these billionaire owners and corporations, boy. It's crazy. Y'all hate Google and McDonald's, but you love these NFL teams, which are also billion-dollar corporations. Y'all look at this bad boy as a football team. They don't. They look at that how they look at that. You know how Jerry Jones look at? Jerry Jones got all that excitement in the world for the Dallas Cowboys. And I truly do believe Jerry Jones is one of the few owners that actually do give a damn about the product he put on that field. But you want to know something? Over half the owners in the NFL ain't Jerry fucking Jones. All right, they could give a damn what product they put out there on the field because that business at the end of the day, as long as it's bringing in billions of dollars for them, because as long as the NFL as a whole, because owners like Jerry Jones care, they're going to be able to make their money too because people going to keep watching because it's enough owners in the NFL like a Robert Kraft, like a Bisciotti, like the owner of the Buffalo Bills who give a damn about not just the money they make from the team, but this passion, the product they put on the field. And because you in a group full of mores than nots, you going to still make your money. It is what it is. I don't know if it fit, but it could possibly be the greatest Ponzi scheme in history when it comes to these. Well, no, that's college. But these trash ass NFL teams or sports teams in general that just do the bare minimum. They selling you on being great when in actuality and taking all your money. So no, that is exactly what it is. They are the greatest Ponzi schemes other than college. Because they selling you on, oh, we doing as most as we can, and if we had more money and didn't have to pay the quarterback so much, man, we could afford this. When in actuality, as long as this is bringing in billions because of all the other owners in the league who actually care more about just the money, then I'm going to still be making my money. And you know what this money is going to do? It's going to fund my kids' dreams and their futures and their future kids and lives. The families that will be unaffected by any type of hardships, true money, financial hardships, I should say, like that, because you still got diseases and all those type of things that everybody faces, even if you got money. They'll never have to face those type of struggles when it comes to financial struggles, though, because I own this NFL team. So I could give two fucks if we win a Super Bowl or not, because them checks all still say $1 billion+ on it, triple digit millions. Like, and I'm be honest with you, I truly can respect that. Not because I'm somebody who lack passion in what I do or anything like that. I'm a very passionate person in what I do. I can't do anything without passion. Most of the things that I have to do because and don't have passion, and I hate doing them, I only do them because I have to. But when you can lack passion at something and own a team, not really because you have to, but because you choose to, and you can bring in this type of money, I can't hate them for that. And while I understand your passion is that team being good on the field, their passion is those families that have their blood, their last name, the generations that'll be taken care of down the line. That's what they care about. That's why Stephen Ross got so many, Jerry Jones got so many of his different children involved in the operation. That's why Robert Kraft got so many of his kids involved in the operation. It's a family business. And it's funny that I talk about that because I got to hop to something else that I wanted to actually start the show off with. I hate it when people get money and forget what you got money for. I'll never be the person who pocket watch, like I said. I'll never be that. I never talk negative on people's money, but damn, it do feel weird sometimes watching people who struggle for so long go out and just buy a bunch of cars they'll never drive, chains they'll never wear, and all these other different things. I get it. I want you to look flossy and feel how you do what you need to do to feel confident. But man, didn't you do this to take care of the family? Didn't you do this so we could get generational wealth and we can never have to struggle again? So our sons, friends, and our daughters, homegirls can be rich. Their families can grow and get rich off of us too. Like, wasn't we supposed to start a company together? Wasn't we supposed to take this money and start up something that was going to pump money into the family for generations to come, and not little money, big money into the family? Why we ain't putting on all our homies that we grew up with into some, putting them in? Like, I saw this story about T Grizzly, how he started streaming and he put all his homeboys on the streaming. So now they all making big time legitimate money. He done changed all their lives. I love that. I love how hard Lil Baby go for his homies. That's what the goal was, right? To never see your homie struggle again. How can you get rich and forget to take care of your people? So I just want to put that message into people's head, man. When you get rich and you get financially stable, bro, buy the cars, buy all the jewelry, do what you got to do. Floss, I don't care. But remember to put the money back into the family. Remember to put that shit on a fucking carousel to grow, so we never have to worry about money again. Start up some businesses, start a stream, do whatever you got to do. I understand you don't want to put too many things into on your plate because you still want to enjoy the money, but come on, man, we want to make this shit forever. Like, I think some people get rich and forget that the goal wasn't just to get rich, it was to get generationally rich. And we can do that. It's the same as when people, a lot of people in life hate rich people because at some point in time they wanted to be rich too, and they just stopped chasing that dream that they felt like could get them rich. Some type of thing in life got them to stop going, and they settled in. They got comfortable, irritatedly comfortable, but they got comfortable nonetheless, and they became what they became. One of my brothers was he was talking to me on FaceTime yesterday, and he was celebrating how he make $15 an hour. Just random. I was like, bro, for one, why is you flexing how much, to me? But I was just joking with him because I tease him all the time. I'm a shit talker. But at the end of the day, I'm like, you shouldn't even be happy about making $15 an hour. I said, what the fuck is $15 an hour? For one, he made $15 an hour. I'm not going to tell my man's business. But for one, the check that he bring home is not even reflective of somebody making $15 an hour. I know people who done made $8 an hour and bring home checks that's got $200-300 more dollars in it than what he was telling me. But 3 or 2, why the goal ain't to make $15 an hour. The goal is to make generational wealth. Well, I can't even count how much wealth coming in. And the fact that it's always on the carousel and I'm doing what is growing old at these jobs doing something you hate. That's why so many kids grow up without a passion, because their parents don't got a passion, because they doing jobs that they hate. They never carried their passion out. They got kids who they resent because they like, man, I could have chased this type of dream if I didn't have you. What's stopping you from chasing it with them? That should be your partner now. You got a partner in crime to chase the dream with you. You recording videos, they holding the phone while you recording. Like, come on. I ain't even gonna talk about how much money y'all making off of these kids that these kids never see. You know, walking around with busted ass shoes on, but y'all walking around fly. We ain't getting into that conversation today, but come on now. I don't care if you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. Let's get it. Let's grow. Let's get this generational wealth, man. But back to Lamar. That was my little soliloquy. But back to Lamar Jackson, man. It's the biggest Ponzi scheme, like I told y'all. These teams telling y'all they want to be good. So I never understand why y'all, rock with these teams the way y'all do. But Lamar told him, listen, if you don't want Lamar Jackson, y'all see how good I done got where before I could go off on a tangent like that and I would forget what I was talking about. I'm getting better, bro. I'm getting so much better. But listen, the dude tells Lamar, I don't want Lamar to, break the team's thing. And that's when I told y'all, I don't understand why these fans ride for billionaires who, what I'm saying? But anyway, I just wanted to show y'all that my mind is starting to work better now. But listen, Lamar tweeted him back, then you don't love Lamar. That's a fact. Then you don't love Lamar, my guy. You don't love Lamar. Point blank, period. But my next thing when it's pertaining to the Lamar Jackson situation or contract is, listen, yesterday's price, in the great words of Fat Joey Crack, yesterday's price is not today's price, my guy. Listen to me. Yesterday's price is not today's price. The price done went up, my guy. Stop talking to me unless you're trying to spend. The price went up. Yesterday it was $1. Today it's $200. Stop talking to me. The price went up because more motherfuckers want me. The price went up because I know more motherfuckers are gonna want it. Stop playing with me. Yesterday's price is not today's price. If you don't like that, get the fuck out my store. Listen, Deshaun Watson, after he signed that contract, the NFL, the reason that Steve Bisciotti wasn't happy and the other owners wasn't happy about that Jimmy Haslam, and I do look at this move and think to myself, what a bozo ass move by the Browns, because I'm pretty sure you didn't have to offer him $250 million to get him to Cleveland. But what if another team was offering him that same bozo ass? It'd be so funny if like the Falcons or the Saints or somebody, whoever else was trying to go for him, offered a $200 and something million fully guaranteed contract, and because they didn't get him, now they can look out and be like, oh yeah, I hate that they gave him that. That'd be crazy, right? But either way, when Deshaun Watson signed that contract, them owners wasn't just mad. And like I said, I do think that the Cleveland Browns are a dumbass organization for doing that. Because, I mean, come on, man. That's not the guy who deserved that. And you do look stupid desperate giving a dude with these type of charges that type of that is absolutely wild now that I sat on it and thought about it. Like, that is... I cannot even be mad at people for going at the owner of the organization in Cleveland for that. Not the players, the people who make the decisions, the Haslams, hell, the coach maybe. Even though I don't even know if Kevin Stefanski got too much say, but I'm pretty sure he did. I mean, there's no way he didn't okay it too. So, but I mean, if he had said no, I'm pretty sure they probably would have fired him eventually. So, either way, I understand people going at the Cleveland Browns organization, because that is a wild fucking move to give a dude who, like, bro, I don't even know if I'm shocked if Arizona give Kyler, even though they would have never given Kyler that if that contract wasn't given to Deshaun. Shit, they didn't give it to Kyler, and Deshaun got the contract. But the problem wasn't Kyler Murray getting that contract. The problem is Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Whenever the fuck Pat Mahomes contract come back up, whenever the fuck a Josh Allen contract come up, a Justin Herbert contract coming up, those are the type of quarterbacks that will be able to demand a contract like Deshaun Watson. And so I don't even think that the team, like, it could be teams out there that legitimately didn't like that, who, like, the Giants getting mad about it wouldn't make sense right now because the Giants don't have a quarterback that they're going to pay that type of money to no time soon. A team like the Chargers getting mad about that, or the Bengals, the Ravens, I get it. You got a quarterback whose price tag just went up and they didn't have to do a damn thing. All because the Cleveland Browns decided, but that's how business works. Most times people satisfied with the way shit going. And then some game like a Fortnite invent a whole bunch of new shit that pushed the boundaries of everything we thought shit was. And they say, nah, this is how shit is now. And you want to know what other game developers and shit and what they have to do? They have to develop and have to create free passes and free-to-play games all now. Halo was never a free-to-play game in my lifetime until Fortnite existed. I had never heard of a battle royale, and I understand it's H1Z1 and all those things. The first one that blew up on a national level was Fortnite. Now everything got a battle royale. It pays to be an innovator. Deshaun Watson didn't deserve to get that contract, but a lot of motherfuckers gonna be thanking Deshaun Watson in the long run for finding a way to get that type of contract because the price just went up. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. So if Baltimore don't want to pay that new price, and Lamar Jackson have every single right to ask for that contract. I could care less that Deshaun didn't deserve the contract and that you think that that was an outlier. It's not an outlier to me. I guarantee you Joe Burrow's agent won't think that that's an outlier to him. I bet you Justin Herbert won't think that's an outlier to him. It's an outlier to play. I don't really think Kyler got a good agent because Kyler's agent should have been able to figure out how to work that Deshaun Watson thing. Deshaun Watson only done been to the playoffs once. His record can't be that much better than Kyler Murray. He only over 500 by like a game or two, I believe, Deshaun Watson. Kyler Murray is only under 500 for like, 4, 5, 6 games. Kyler Murray should have figured out how to get that kind of contract or something close to it. So I don't know what to say about this dude's agent who caused all this hell during the offseason and then settled for something like that. But I guarantee you those other quarterbacks, I promise you they agents ain't looking at Deshaun Watson's contract as an outlier. They looking at Deshaun Watson's contract saying, thank you, Jesus. It's always got to be a dumbass in the world that get us to where we need to get to. For them, that is the Cleveland Browns management. I'm telling you, Deshaun Watson got that contract, and now that is the norm for quarterbacks, like specifically Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. I want to say Herbert so bad, and I've been saying it obviously, but Herbert do got to make the playoffs this year. Come on, my boy. But for two quarterbacks like a Lamar and a Joe Burrow, stop it. They're getting that. I'm telling you, the floor is $250 all guaranteed. Oh, we don't do that. You're about to. Or you're going to have to offer me a contract that's like $300 million with the $250 guarantee so that you can say it's not a fully guaranteed contract. But I'm not taking less than $250 guaranteed. In no metric has Deshaun Watson been the player that I have been. He hasn't meant to a team, what I've meant to a team. And I've done it with far less talent on my team on the offensive side of the ball than Deshaun Watson. But it's no metric out there in which Deshaun Watson has been the better player, performer, producer than me. I want exactly what he got. Not a penny less. And shit, possibly not a penny more. But I ain't taking less than $250 million guaranteed. That's a fact. That's how business is done. Lamar Jackson not finna shoot the quarterback market for elite quarterbacks. It's not going to happen. He knows Joe Burrow relying on him. And if Joe Burrow get a contract first, Joe Burrow, no, Lamar and Herbert relying on him and the other future. Because Joe Burrow, these quarterbacks who I'm talking about, the elite ones, they'll get another quarterback down the line. Why not try to get that right now, then try to fight for it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years when you no longer at the peak of your prowess like you are right now? And you might be in your mental prime back in the future, but you won't be in your physical prime. Because all these quarterbacks, I know they like to say Lamar Jackson the only one who run. All these dudes use their legs. Joe Burrow uses his legs. They made a big thing about Joe Burrow being able to escape sacks and use his legs in the postseason. Pat Mahomes uses his legs. Fucking Josh Allen is a dump truck. My man, a Mack truck. My bad. So all these quarterbacks use their athleticism and also can use they're great at throwing the ball also. So none of them, I would imagine, will be able to do what they do now physically in the future. But why not get it all right now? We deserving of it. Joe Burrow is so great. It's so good that he got that Super Bowl, because he wouldn't even be able to say this. But because he got to a Super Bowl, now he can exclude that the fact that I got hurt the first year. Don't matter. Second year, made it to the Super Bowl. It don't matter if Joe Burrow missed the playoffs this year, make it next year, and only get kicked out in the first round. Got us to the playoffs. Won our first playoff games in decades. Got us to a Super Bowl. Came just what? A play away from winning it, possibly in some people's eyes. I want more than Deshaun. And by the time Joe Burrow's contract come up, he gonna have been able to put more tape on, more film out. He getting more than Deshaun. I'm telling you. So for those people out there, I don't want Deshaun. I don't want Lamar to get too much. I love Lamar. You don't love Lamar, and you don't love business, because you was a damn fool to know how talented you are and to take less than what another man you just saw. And people out there saying, "Oh, he shouldn't be worried about Deshaun Watson." What the fuck are you talking about? Well, what are you talking about? Bro, you don't realize the world we live in is a competition? Everybody competing against each other, bro. Everybody. The clothes you buy, the foods you eat, the TV shows you watch. Everybody is in a competition for your attention and your approval. That's just it. It is what it is. You got to remember that. And so, yeah, he should pay attention to Deshaun Watson's contract. Because take Lamar Jackson's success and give it to Josh Allen. You would have been saying Josh Allen could. If you gave Lamar, let's take away everything Joe Burrow has done, right? And it's really a bad example to use, because Burrow and Lamar both got great resumes to start their career. So it's impossible to use either of those two. Okay? But just throw with your favorite quarterback, give me his accomplishments. Aside from Pat Mahomes, you give most of these quarterbacks Joe Burrow's accomplishments, Lamar Jackson's accomplishments, and hell, to an extent, you give them the potential and the accomplishments of a Justin Herbert. They're demanding, they're going to tell you that they deserve exactly what Deshaun Watson got and not a penny less. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I really do. And so for those people out there saying he shouldn't, this contract is an outlier and yada, no, it's not. No, it's not. And Lamar next up. It's time to get paid. I'm telling you, y'all do bad business for these players for some reason. Y'all do this shit on purpose, where y'all try to hold these players out of their money, telling them, they should take less just because y'all fans of the team. Like, I swear, y'all is unreal. Unreal. Dion really was right about y'all fans, bro. I'm glad I paid attention to what he was talking about at a young age, because, boy, fans are just fanatics, bro. Y'all really be trying to guard a billionaire's pockets. Lamar Jackson ain't coming from what these billionaires coming from. Well, listen, I don't know where these billionaires come from, but they rich now. They ain't been living rough in a long time. Lamar Jackson is not gonna touch the money that these motherfuckers is touching no time soon, more than likely. I hope he do. But let's be honest, what's the chances Lamar about to touch these dudes? These owners done been owners for decades, more than likely. I mean, Robert Kraft been the owner of the Patriots for what? Multiple decades. He been seeing money for multiple decades. That man been making generational wealth for more than 30, 40 years. I don't know how long the Patriots been alive, been a franchise, but you get what I'm saying. Lamar Jackson ain't been making that type of wealth, so why should he be the one that take a pay cut? Why should he be the one that watch how much he try to ask for? What kind of shit is that? Who go into a negotiation and automatically tell themselves, okay, but I can't ask for this amount of money? Why are you suppressing your own wealth and your own chances to make money? I don't understand that. Like, come on, man. Get it together. So we touched on the I don't care about the agent part. We touched on the should he deserve more than Deshaun Watson, and do Deshaun Watson's contract isn't an outlier contract, and all those type of things. And like I said, the last thing, matter of fact, not like I said, the last thing I want to address about it is the Miami Dolphins aspect of it, basically. He liked the picture. And y'all know how I've been talking about Miami. It's so crazy because I don't have a fan base and the following. I already talked about him going to Miami months ago. But it's always going to be a possibility. You don't think Miami is going to do everything they can to get Lamar if that's an actual possibility? I'm telling you right now. And I'm going to tell you the funniest part about all of this. Not only would they be willing to trade, like, whatever they got to give up for Lamar, but they know they wouldn't have to trade none of the receivers to get Lamar. Because Baltimore would not want to pay those receivers in the future. So Baltimore wouldn't even ask for those receivers. Baltimore don't want no Tyreek Hill. They probably going to go straight run heavy if they ever lost Lamar. So you want to know what they'll probably at? They would probably trade away Mark Andrews. I'm telling you. You think I'm talking crazy? This is the same team that traded away Anquan Bolden after they won after the year they won the Super Bowl. Traded Torrey Smith away years later in order to keep Justin Forsett. So what you think I'm saying is wild, but in actuality, it's a shit ton of truth into what I'm saying. Lamar Jackson could eventually get, and sure, people say, oh, do you really want to risk getting hurt? I understand y'all are not them. So all y'all worried about is them being hurt, and you concern yourselves with it as, oh, he hurting his chance. And maybe some people really do care. But I promise you, these athletes don't go out there thinking to themselves, I could get hurt. They just don't. If you play like that, you will not become successful. Lamar Jackson never become Lamar Jackson. Not from the NFL, not when he was in college, not when he was in high school, if he went out there thinking about getting hurt. And I know people saying, well, the same money ain't on the line. What do you mean? He never make it to the money if he was always getting hurt back in the high school, middle school, Pee Wee, Pop Warner, and all that. What are you talking about? All right, come on. Not to mention, do y'all really care about him being hurt, seeing as how y'all disrespect the man? Even when he came out of college and wasn't hurt and was balling out, you still didn't believe in him. Won a unanimous MVP in the NFL, you still don't believe in him. Do y'all really care about him getting hurt, or do y'all just want him to get hurt to mess up his money? Because I'm getting kind of confused at the point, you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, the last thing I want to touch on, well, I thought I was going to touch on it. I actually touched on this in a different video. I'll touch on the Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo situation. With that, though, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. We talked about the Lamar Jackson breakdown. Now, on the next video, I know I said on one of my previous videos on the top 100, I said I was going to do my top 5 teams I think will make the playoffs. And I ain't going to do no bullshit like, oh, the Bucks are going to make the playoffs. Like, obviously, I know the Bucks. Or the Rams. Like, I'm not going to do shit like that, okay? That's why I'm thinking of the real title, because I'm not sure it's going to be teams as much as it is storylines, going into next season. But I appreciate y'all for joining me. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.